Hey all, Jill here. I'm just coming on to do a library pocket shaker card for the girls on Appsy. They requested I do a tutorial. So I've grabbed some paper from the Die Cuts with a View birthday brights, and because I just had that on my desk, so I'm going to use some of that. I've just cut off a section that we're going to use. So this is 3 3/4 inch by 7 inches. So you end up with a piece that looks like this, and then it's going to be pretty easy for us to start doing our library card pocket. I'm going to do mine with my pattern paper as my main card background. So I'll just go through, I'll put all the measurements at the bottom. So this piece is 3 3/4 inch and by 7, and then we are going to do some scoring. So you need to have a scorer or rule and score with whatever you've got. I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers Works machine because I find it's better than using my paper trimmer to do it. So we are going to score at a 1/4 inch, and then 3 1/2 inches, and then 2 1/4. So this will give us our channels down the side. I just got to work out which way I'm going to do this paper. I think I'll do it that way. We're going to score at 1/4 inch. Just make sure it's all lined up. So we're going to score at a 1/4 inch all the way down. Actually, had I measured that? No, I didn't measure that to cut. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to mark this. Sorry, my head's in the way. I forgot to cut it, obviously. Sorry. So don't do what I did. Make sure you cut it first. Just gonna find that. So that's cut at the 7 inch. I didn't cut mine. Forgot. Sorry. So now it's 3 3/4 by 7, and then you're going to score at a 1/4 and 3 1/2. So down the side, so you end up with the channel down the side. Then we're going to rotate it and score at 2 1/4, 2 1/4. Sorry, my head in the way. So you end up with, I don't know if you guys can see that, you end up with a scoring down the sides and then a little pocket bit at the front. So I'm going to just trim. So I'm going to get you guys to trim. Actually, I'll do it on my scoreboard, but I'll trim this side and I'll trim this side, then I'll do the rest on the scoreboard. So we're going to eliminate these sections here. So this will become our back of our card, and then this bit here folds to become our pocket. So you just need to make sure you've got your pattern the right way. Sorry if my head's in the road. I do need to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to score all the way down to the line, and then that bit pops away. You can keep your scraps if you want. And I'm just going to flip that and score that just because it's easier to see once you've flipped it. And it comes off. So then you're left with looking like this. So what I like to do is you can either fold them up. I'm just going to fold mine up because I'm doing it with the patterned paper. You can either fold it up or fold it backwards. Doesn't matter to me which way you want to do your pocket. But I normally trim off just a little tiny bit of the corner just to make it a little bit neater, and that way it sits a lot nicer. And I normally do that on both ends just slightly, just so you don't end up with that little tiny bit of bulk in the corner. So it's only slight that I do it on the bottom, and then it tucks nicely like that. Okay, so therefore we have our pocket section made already. I'm just going to grab some wet glue and glue it. I've got some clear glue here. You can use whatever you like, tape, glue, whatever. Just put a little dab on. I don't want too much. I like using clear because that way you don't see it if it accidentally runs over and makes a mess. So then I'm just folding up, and therefore our library pocket section is made already. So we're going to grab that scrap that we had before, and we are going to make the shaker. So it's going to be 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to measure. Don't worry about if you messed up like I did with that, because you're going to use it anyway. So 3 1/4. Just make sure I got my measurements right. Yep, 3 1/4 and 2 1/4. Actually, I might do it that way. Which way is that way? No, shall I do it this way? Because then I can trim off the other end. 3 1/4. Just keep that bit for later. 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And you can use these other bits for decoration later. Now this is going to become our shaker on the front. So I'm going to have my flower pattern probably up on this one, or you could do it a different color. It's up to you. I'm just showing you this is as a tutorial. So then we are going to score quarter of a way around. Now you don't have to score all the way, but I don't really care if I end up with score marks on mine. But you can draw it first if you don't want to, because we're just going to cut out and remove the middle, and then you can decorate the edges that you won't even notice it's there, or you can stitch or whatever. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the middle. Probably the easiest way to do that is on your scoreboard, but I'm just going to put my head in the way for 2 seconds while I line up my lines. But it's up to you to how you do it. You can cut it out by hand. I'm just not so great at cutting it perfectly straight, so that's why I'm using mine, because we're just going to cut out the middle. Sorry, get my head out of the road. I'm going to cut out the middle and make sure, yeah, that's should be almost on. And then we're just going to cut out the middle because we're going to use this as our border. Now you can do it any way you like. And then it should just pull away from the middle, and there you have your bit for your shaker. Now all you need to do is find a piece of acetate now to go in the middle with some foam and pop it up, and then we can decorate a bit more. Just need to find where I shoved that piece of acetate I had the other day. Sorry for all the noise. If you have a pocket, you can use a pocket. If you've got vellum, use vellum as well. I've got a piece of vellum here. Could use that and put that underneath. As well, if you don't have any spare acetate. I know I have some somewhere, so I just need to find where I've shoved it, because I don't really want to have to cut up a new piece. I'm sure there it is. I'm sure I didn't use it all. So then all you need to do is trim your acetate, and I'm going to use red line tape on mine, but trim your acetate to the size. Just gonna, it doesn't really matter if it's not exact because it's going behind anyway. I can always trim it in a second after I've made it, as long as it generally fits. Yeah, I do need to trim that, but that's okay. We'll work it out in a second. See, this is why I don't cut these with scissors. So then I'm just going to stick this acetate to the front. Just find my red line tape. Sorry, I've got to move a few things. And so I'm just going to grab some of that, and I'm going to stick it to the back side of this, and I'll probably end up having to find my craft knife somewhere to get the, no, they weren't the ones I wanted, but to get the backing of this, because I can never do it. I don't know if anyone else has so much trouble with red line tape, but I do. So just adding tape to the edges of my shaker, and then I'll add some foam on, and then we will assemble. So it doesn't take very long to do. Probably the shaker part's probably taken the longest to make, because that library card is almost done. So yeah, let's see how well I can get this backing to be my friend. And I'm going to use a tool. Sorry guys, I don't want to tear it either, because I don't want to remake it again. So give me 3 seconds, I'll be back. Okay, so I got that red line tape off. That was a bit tricky. And then I'm just going to line up the acetate and the backing so that I can make the shaker section. And I have cut it crooked, so it doesn't really matter. I'll trim one end. I'll trim it as I go. Once it sticks down and I've got it sitting, then you can trim it after. I find it the easiest way to do is just to approximately cut it and then do a neat trim around the edge, or you can exactly cut it. I just find that I can't work that way, because so therefore I've got my front and my back, and then it's just going to sit on there in a second with some shaking stuff in there. So I have to find some sequins, and I have a massive stash and I don't know where I've put them, so give me 30 seconds to just find what I'm going to do. Alright, so I've got my sequins now, so I'll just pull them out and choose one that I want to do. It's got brown in it. It's got butterflies in it, might be suitable. Yeah, I think this one. Alright, so let's put these ones back in the container. All right, so I'm going to put some foam tape on the back just to make it a lot easier to layer later. And then I'll take the backing off when I'm ready. If you don't have a pair of these like non-stick titanium scissors, I suggest getting a pair. If you do a lot of stuff with tape and foam, it has been a game changer on my crafting. Occasionally I'll forget, and then I'll have to go clean my scissors with some orange power or dissolve it, whatever I've ended up buying. But this has been a game changer in my crafting arsenal. And yeah, I'm just taking my time today. I'm doing this. Usually I'd be a lot quicker at doing this, but nerves of filming and stuff. So then I normally just will chuck a couple of pieces on. Let me just find no, that's one. That one's not going to fit. Where is my spoon? It's alright, we'll do it this way. Tip it onto that and then add it on. I don't want to add too much, but I just want to have just enough to make it be full enough. I got gifted this. What did I buy this one? I can't remember. I've either been gifted or I've bought it. I've got a few. Actually, I think I was gifted that one from Alicia, maybe. I have some plastic ones somewhere, but that one's metal. Yeah, I think that was from Alicia. And so I'm just going to peel off the edges and then I'll place that down. You can add whatever you want in there. Diamond dots, sequins, you can add die cuts in there, glitter, all sides, yep. And yeah, then you just go ahead and line it up and place your, just want to make sure I get it right, so sorry if my head's in the way. So I don't want to have to pull it back up again. There we go. There is our shaker. And I will grab my corner rounder and I will do my edges. Yeah, I'll do this one. Just to give it a bit more then if you want to make it more sturdy, you can add another piece to the back, but it fits Project Life cards. You just have that bit of overhang. It also fits the don't know what these cards are called, but the library card look. You can always just trim off a slight bit of the bottom of that, or you can have it overhang at the top. Does fit them, but you might need to trim them. Also, should do some of these. These are from Daiso. Yeah, you just might need to trim those two library card Project Life ones down, just to make them fit a bit more. They're just slightly too tall, but that's the main gist of it. Let's find the stash of cards that I put there that will suit. You can put as many or as little as you like in there. And usually I do like to, actually I might quickly add a stabilizing one to the back, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. So if you guys want to do like some extra stabilizing on the back, I suggest you do a 3 by 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and that will give you a size on your back. So 3 and so I'll do 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4 and 4 3/4. And then I'll just trim that, and at least that will give us a stronger backing for our card, and at least that way make sure I just got the right piece. 3 3/4, yeah, and 3 1/4, yeah. So, and you can just glue this to the back just to give it a bit more stability, or tape it to the back, because it is a little flimsy on the back. And then I'll just round the corners of the top again. So you can either double it first, and that way you don't have to do this at the start, but depends on like what weight cardstock you use. Really, doesn't really matter to me what cardstock I use in the end. But if it's Rosie Studios, yeah, you definitely need to layer it a bit. I'm just gonna trim it slightly. Sorry, and then I'll round it again just to doubly make sure I've got everything. Yeah, and there you go, and you can decorate with whatever you've got. I'm just going to see what I've got up here in quick. So I'm going to butterfly there, add that. Put some words on if you wanted to. I'm just trying to quickly grab whatever I've got up here close by. Sorry guys, I really wasn't gonna pull out anything for this stash, but that's all right. We'll work something out in a second. Just trying to find where I've shoved some extra die cut pieces and things like that. Not really that. Oh, here's another butterfly. So I could add that on easy as and call it done. So let me just find a, actually I can just use this bit of foam here. Pop that behind there. And yeah, you can add whatever you like just to decorate. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a eyelet punch because it takes 2 seconds to do. Just knock out a bit of foam that I've had in there. So I'm just going to do which side? This side. Actually, I might do it about there. And grab one of the eyelets. So I have many to choose from. Purples, reds, purple maybe, or pink, big one. That might overhang the edges though. Got gold. Might just use these little ones. Oh, I've got a couple of pink in there too. Might just use one of these. I think these ones are We Are Memory Keepers. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, hang on. Just trying to get the right colour because there's a darker purpley pink and then there's pink. So I'll grab that, put that there, and pop that one in, and put my crocodile around the right way. And there we go. There's a little eyelet on the top, and just grab a jump ring. Ball chain, and then I'll just click these together and open up the link. So yeah, this is one of the ways that I do my library pocket cards. It's been a while since I've made them, so sorry if it's a bit long video. Just gotta find the end to this one. Just gotta make sure you have a big enough jump ring to go through. These are the coloured ones. I think they're from AliExpress. I think these are AliExpress ones. And so therefore, done. You can hang whatever you want off of that then. But that's the pocket card done. So hopefully that inspires you guys to have a go. And yeah, I'll put all the measurements down the bottom. You can use the vellum. That'll just give you a more opaque look, kind of like that actually, as well as the normal library card section. So yeah, it doesn't take long to do. I just fiddled with mine a fair bit. So yeah, if you double your card up at the start, it might be easier. But yeah, hopefully that helps everyone who is going to join in. All right, bye.